So, welcome everybody. I'm Rebecca, and thanks for coming to our October monthly meetup for the Flock XR community. And this is the first section that is recorded for YouTube, and then we stop recording to have a little chat at the end. And that GIF there that you can see on the screen is one of the 5 projects that you can do this week, this spooky week, if you follow us on social media. And here is where you can find those 5 projects. So we get a new one released every day. And if you go to YouTube and you find the Flip Computing channel, we've got a playlist called Spooky Season 25. And every day, there's 2 on there now because we've had 2 days this week. Every day a new video is released with a spooky project for you to try. And the reason we're doing this is it's a bit of fun. But also on top of that, we'd like you to use and test our development version of Flock XR, which we'll show you more about that in a bit. But the development version is the bit that we are working on behind the scenes, that our grant work is funding, and it's really, really exciting to go and have a look at it. But also we've given you these projects so that you can go in and have a bit of fun, but also test it. So if you find a bug, please let us know. And if you found something really easy to use, great, let us know and we'll do more of it. But if you found something a bit challenging, if something didn't quite make sense, again, let us know so we can try and improve that as well. So it's really, really important. And Tracy loves getting a bug to fix, don't you, Tracy?
I do.
So I'll pass on to Tracy, who'll go through more on what we've been up to this month.
So thanks, Rebecca. So hi, I'm Tracy. I'm the one who writes most of the code for Flock XR. And each month I choose 2 of my favourite projects. So this month we've been watching Nikki Cooper as she's been creating her marble game in public on LinkedIn. And I particularly enjoyed this one because I played a lot of Marble Madness when I was younger. So I do love a marble run type game. So that was my first one. And also this month, Rebecca, as you've just heard, has been busy creating seasonal resources. And I just love the atmospheric feel of this foggy 3D world. So really, it's worth keeping an eye on what Rebecca's up to this week because she's really creating some fun projects. She says she's testing, but there seems to be far too much fun being had for it to seem like work. So the next thing I do each month is a bit of a feature spotlight. So there are lots of things in Flock XR that you might not have spotted. So this month, I'm talking about the touchscreen controls. So if you are using Flock XR on a touchscreen device, so that could be a phone, a tablet, or a laptop that has a touchscreen, then you'll see the touchscreen controls on screen. So these controls appear automatically. You don't need to add any code to make them appear, but sometimes you want to make them disappear. So sometimes if I'm using my touchscreen laptop, I don't want the controls because I'm using my keyboard, and there's a block for that. So if you go into the sensing category, you'll find that button controls button, and you can either have the buttons enabled or disabled, and you can control the buttons on the left and the right separately. And you don't need to write special code for those buttons. They just work with the keyboard controls, so they each correspond to a letter key. Okay, so the next thing we like to do is a bit of a sneak peek of what we've been working on. So one of the things we've been working on in October is improving the physics shapes for our models. So when the character is walking, a nice upright capsule works really well for bumping into things and knowing when your character needs to stop and not move any further. But that doesn't work so well for some of the other animations. So if we've got the flying animation, which we also use for swimming, we wanted a horizontal capsule. And then if you're sitting down, actually you want quite a different capsule shape that's smaller and a bit higher up. So that's one of the things we've been working on this month as part of our UK Games Fund funding. And then another thing we've been working on is as part of our NLNet Foundation funding. We've been working on some new materials and particle effects. And Liz, who's not with us today, has also snuck in a new elf character as part of that work as well. So we got to try these out with some amazing young people. this month when Rebecca and I ran a computer science masterclass at the Royal Institution in London. We ran that as a user testing workshop. So they had a lesson first, and then we did some user testing. Actually, we got some fab feedback. We really did. They came up with some brilliant ideas. So now we've got even more work to do. Okay, and now I'll hand over to Rebecca.
Thank you. So here is that development version that I was talking about at the beginning. So if you do want to find it, you just head over to flockxr.com, and then you go to about and then versions, and then you'll see you've got the development version that you can click on. And there is a warning there. You know, this is the one that we are actively working on. There are things being pushed to it like on a daily basis, probably about 30 updates a day or something like that. I don't know. It's constantly being updated. So be aware that that's happening. But it is really exciting to go in and have a look at it and just play around with it and see what's coming. So definitely do explore that. And we do encourage you to do that. This month also, we were invited by Women in Games. Tracy is a Women in Games ambassador, and we were invited to come and do a session with the Women in Games, and it was really, really fun. We told them all about FlockXR, but then we did a really good hands-on session too, and it was really, really exciting to just see all of the different things that they had made by the end of the session. It was really, really fun to see. So that was a great thing to be involved with this month. And also, we've been really, really busy because we went to Thorpe Park as well. So there was a STEM day at Thorpe Park where 10,000 children turned up, and it felt like we had spoken to all 10,000 of them by the end of the day. And we had like a little marquee where with some laptops, and they could come and try out FlockXR and have a go at making their own scene, and they really, really enjoyed it. And it was a busy, hard day, but it was really, really fun too. And we got to sneak on the rides at the end, which was quite fun. No queues at the end, which is really, really good. And then on a bit of a personal note for me and Tracy, we were invited to the Houses of Parliament to launch our new book that we've written, which is for the charity Technology Books for Children. And the book is The Tech Career Coach for Teens. And we actually launched it in the Houses of Parliament, which really, really, really exciting for us. And as part of that launch, it was a really insightful session with lots of panel discussions on how we can get more young people into choosing tech careers, and also knowing about the variety of tech careers that are out there. So that book, anyone who buys that book, you are funding that charity directly, which is supporting young people with reading for pleasure on tech topics, which is quite a nice charity, which I'm the chair of, which is, you know, close to my heart. So if you do want to support that, then please do. And then what's next? So next month we are busy continuing our work on the 2 grants. So for NLNet, we'll be continuing with our language translation work. If you do look in the development version, you might see a sneak peek of what's going on there. And we're also creating some new educational resources, which will be available for free for you to access as well. And that will be beginner projects and videos. And then we've got our UK Games Fund work as well, which will be focusing on visual effects and improvements to the programmable animations. So still lots to come with that grant funded work. We are making sure that every penny is spent in the right place with these 2 grants that we've got. And we've got a little reminder here of ways that you can get involved with the FlockXR community. You're already doing one of them, which is attending the meetups or watching it on your YouTube. But also we've got a mailing list that you can join, and a growing Discord community that you can join as well, which are really, really great experiences. If you can get on there and start chatting to people, you can see lots of fun projects on there and get loads of ideas. So it's a really good place to be. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this concludes the recorded part of the session, but why not attend the November session live for the opportunity to stay and talk to other educators in the FlockXR community? And we'll add the sign up link in the description below. But for now, we are going to stop recording and we are going to have our Q&A. So thank you all for watching.